Hi, today I would like to show you how to complete the RPA challenge using a tool like SAP Build Process Automation. Let's see if we can do it successfully and the tool itself is worth the interest. I will show you some of the tricks and problems that will appear during this challenge and we'll try to fix it, of course. So let's start from creating a new project. Let's call it RPA challenge. I will switch to my current desktop agent version. And here we can start from creating the automation, but I will start from creating the application. Let's call this application just web. And here this application is detecting the screens. We have also option to use capturing tool, but right now let's wait what kind of applications and screens this SAP Build Process Automation tool will find. And as you can see, we have RPA challenge, and first tip is to open the RPA challenge in a new window. And let's select and click next. And here you have option to use the recorder or just capture it manually. And the tool is capturing the screen. Let's wait a moment. And the tool is working and is creating this capture. Okay, it's ready. Let's go to the application. And as you can see, this is our screen. And what we need to do is to capture all required buttons and text fields. So let's start from the Excel button. Let's call it download. And here the criteria is just download Excel. So looks okay. We can keep it and declare. Then start button. Also, we can declare it and submit. And as you can see, the tool cannot read the criteria for this and select the proper one. So we need to choose the correct criteria. I will select the value. And right now, as you can see, this is uniquely identified. So just we can declare and rename it before. Then we have different fields, and as you know, RPA challenge is quite tricky. And as you can see in default, the unique criteria is the random characters, but of course it's not correct. The this kind of criteria will be every time different. So if you will refresh the web page, you will see different criteria in case of those 7 text fields, and the bot will not be able to proceed and continue. So what we can do is to remove this incorrect criteria and select different one. So as you can see, we have only one correct criteria in our case. So this should be the same every time you will open this web page. So let's select this and we can rename to email and declare. The same thing with address. Company name. Okay, everything should be fine. We can check selecting the display all on screen, and as you can see, all green fields are correct. So everything that we selected and we will be using in the automation. So let's save it. Let's back to the overview screen, and here we can create the automation. Let's call it RPA challenge. Okay, let's start from creating two variables. So the first one will be string, and second one number. I will tell you more about this later, and you will see why we were using this. Okay, but let's start from renaming. So the first one will be related to file path. Then second one, modification time. Okay, and we can start from the screen related to RPA challenge. Let's find start web page activity, drag and drop here. We can keep the URL as blank because the bot will use the link that we used in case of capturing the RPA challenge screen. And here, as you can see right now, we see this and we can drag and drop some activities inside. Yeah. So for example, we can find the click activity, drag and drop to download Excel button. Okay, let's back to the start web page. What we can change here is to set the navigator to Chrome and change the flag to show maximized. Okay, what else? We would like to find the file that has been recently downloaded, but we also need to check if the file is ready, yeah, to use, and if the number of files if in our default folder is different uh, after downloading the file, yeah. So let's use the get file collection activity, and please use this one related to file system, and we can drag and drop here. So we will be checking the number of files before downloading the file from RPA challenge. Yeah. So here let's use your own default folder for downloads. So let's open the expression and just paste the path. And here we need to select true in case of the full path. Okay, what else? Let's rename it. So before downloading, and here also set before. We can duplicate it. Let's drag and drop here for now. Let's rename. So after. Okay, looks good. We cannot keep it as it is because right now we are checking the collection of the files in this download folder before and after downloading, but we don't know when exactly this file will be visible in this folder, yeah? When we exactly will complete the downloading process. So we can add forever loop to check if we have any difference in case of the number of files in this folder. So let's move this get file collections after here. And forever loop is really interesting activity because we need to add the condition to stop it. Yeah, if we will not meet the condition, the forever loop will be working and working and working. So we don't want this. So we need to set a condition that will stop this forever loop. Okay, so let's create a condition. So we want to stop this loop when and the number of files in our collections will be greater than number of files before downloading. Yeah, so we can keep it right now. The condition is correct, and after I will be sure that everything is correct and we already downloaded the file. Then we will need to check the details, yeah, and select the file that has been downloaded recently. But before that, one more thing. This is first tip related to the forever loop and the collection in case of the files. So it will be helpful if we will add the weight here. So we are doing that because sometimes if the file is not yet downloaded, in 100%, sometimes it can create an issue because the file it's not ready yet. It's like a temporary file, so better to add this weight to avoid issues related to the temporary files, yeah, that are still in progress, for example. So in default, this delay is 1 second, so we don't need to change it. And in case of this file, it should be enough. If you will be downloading file that is much more megabytes or gigabytes, then probably you will need to add the try, and the try can be here, yeah. So get the file collections to avoid any issues related to the temporary files, yeah. But we don't need this in this project. Okay, so right now let's find get information activity, and this is information related to our file. But something is missing, yeah, because we will need to check all files again. So let's start from the for each loop. Let's move it here under the condition, and this get information activity should be here before the for each. Sorry, not here, yeah, inside the for each, but before the condition that we will add in a few seconds. Okay, so in case of the for each loop, we will use our collection of the files after downloading the file, then get information. So we will use our current member, so the current file from the loop. And let's also check what we have inside this get information activity. Let's open the documentation. Let's open the more details. So select this link under the type. And here we have all parameters with the description. And what will be interesting for us is modification, of course. So m time in milliseconds, so modification, and we will be checking the modification time of all files from our folder, and we will select the one with the latest modification time. Okay, so we know what we need to use. So then in the condition, let's use it, and here in variables you will find these parameters under the object details, and we are looking for this m time, and it must be greater or equal to our modification time. So right now it's empty, but we will set this in this condition. So let's find set variable. Set variable value, and we need it twice. So first will be related to modification time, and the value will be our property related to modification time. And here, let's select the file path, and the value will be current member. So we'll set the path to the file, and at the end, we will be able to use this and open the workbook with this file related to the latest downloaded file from RPA Challenge website. Okay, let's find Excel Cloud link activity. And drag and drop here. Let's open this activity and edit. So here we can select our test file. So I will select the RPA challenge file that I downloaded previously. And here, as you can see, the activity can read all the data from the file, can set the range definition. I only need to set the file path again. And it looks good. But one more thing, as you can see, the range definition seems to be incorrect. So if I will open this file from RPA challenge, the range is quite different. So this is the tricky part of the RPA challenge, because here in the file we cannot use the use range. So we need to define this range by our own using proper activities. So this Excel clouding activity is working without opening the Excel application, but if we need to find the last row and last column and then use the dynamic row and column here, then we need to open the Excel application. So let's do it. Then open workbook. And remember to open this one, not the from the without Excel application pack. So let's drag and drop here. Let's set the file. Okay, and we need to find the proper activities. Get column. And we need to select the get column from data, not the used range, because used range in this case is not working correctly. And get a row from data. And here just set the reference cell and keep this direction to the right. In case of a row, let's set reference cell as a 1 million. So we'll start from the end of the Excel. And here the direction must be Excel up. Okay, let's back to our Cloud Link activity. And here we can edit the range. So let's remove it. And let's start from column 1, row 1, then column index, and row index. Let's save this Okay, and here what is required, we need to select data type, or we can create from the scratch. So let's select from Excel data. We can call it my data. And as you can see, new tab is appearing. And we need to change the type of the phone number. We want to keep everything as string. And keeping it as a string will help us to avoid any issues when we will try to set the text fields in RPA challenge website. Okay, let's save it. And after this activity, we can close the Excel. And let's find our RPA challenge screen. And here, let's define screen activities. And we will click Start button. We can also do the same for the Submit button, and we'll also change the order in the next steps. And for the rest fields, we need to set element. So we need to do the same for all of our text fields. Okay, it's ready. Let's move the submit at the end. And of course, we'll need a loop here after start. So let's use for each. And inside here, we need to set looping list. So it will be returned values from our Excel clouding activity. And the rest set element activities we need to move inside the loop, and also the submit. Okay. Right now we need to set the value, and here in variables in current member we can find the headers of our columns with the data, and we need to do the same for all set elements activities. Okay, and at the end we can add message box that bot completed the task. Let's create custom data. The message can be done and the template just okay. And let's save it. And we can run the automation. And as you can see, it's working. And it's done. Thank you for watching.